And we're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Stardust Into the Vast. I am William, and I am your game master for this D&D 5th edition campaign in a setting of my own devising. And joining me today, we have Craig.
Hello, I'll be playing Dr. Gerhard Wieder, the undead barbarian.
And Sam.
I am Sam. I'll be playing Herschel, a jumped-up bush with ideas above his station.
And John.
I'm John. I'm playing Durak, the chronology wizard, and also the person drinking Coca-Cola with coffee.
And Andrew.
Hello, I'm Andrew, and I'll be playing Mark Seven, the Warforged Buccaneer Captain.
And Cody, who is playing Cardon Droya, the Kardosh Way of Mercy? Yeah, Way of Mercy monk. Might be joining us later. His computer's having some issues, and if he can manage to fix them, he will join us as soon as possible. But when last we left off,
Cardon Droya. Cardon the Destroyer.
Wow. Really not gonna let that one go, huh?
No, not.
But when last we left off, the group had arrived in a small village isolated up in the mountains on their route towards the imperial capital. Stopping there for a brief time, they sought the aid of the local defender of the people that live here, one Corda Shatterskull, who offered to let them rest there for the night, and provided after they provided her and her people with a imperial communication device and offering to assist in any way that they felt that she could use them, she gave the group a task to deal with a group of ogres that had been encroaching upon their territory and becoming more aggressive as of late.
See,
And
you say that as if she was an active participant in that. It was really more, we went, hey, can we help you? And she was like, there are some ogres around. And we went, cool, we'll kill them.
yes.
I've seen an ogre or two. Where?
Thinking along those lines. Everyone else had questions.
But making your way over towards the ogres and killing them.
We didn't kill all. Yeah. Hang on. You're making us out to be bloodthirsty and loot-hungry monsters.
Herschel, why are your roots in the bodies?
Don't worry about it.
But
we killed all but one.
Yes, you killed all but one. One retreated. And we pick up in the aftermath as you head for the gazebo that served as the location that they had been storing whatever they had found or whatever items this ogre mage had managed to secrete over time.
I hope we don't find any secretions of the ogre mage as I approach the gazebo.
Question, do I still have haste up?
Not for long.
Yeah.
For a minute, for a little bit, but
I thought it was dropped. I thought you lost concentration. Maybe
No,
I misremembered.
I never lost it.
no, concentration was not lost.
I took no damage whatsoever that entire fight.
Mark 7 is still hasted for probably the next 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm. So noted.
But you make your way over there and you find a reasonable pile of gold, primarily, along with like gold coins, not the kind of currency that you would normally see, but theoretically could be traded in for just for the precious metal for roughly equivalent. The amount of like physical coinage that you find would probably be able to be traded in with any individual goblin market for roughly speaking about. Let me make a very quick roll here.
These are like gold cougarans. 1 troy ounce of gold or whatever it is in every coin.
About let's see. There's 5 of you. Yes.
6 of us counting Lyra.
She doesn't count.
Someone just joined the Roll20 game.
Interesting.
I believe it was Craig.
It was definitely me.
For
on doesn't do me much good if I can't roll it into the Roll20.
But you find enough like raw material of coinage here that you could probably trade with any goblin market for about 700 gold credits.
Whoa.
And among them, you also find several unique items. You find what appear to be a pair of highly technologically advanced gauntlets. They appear to be sort of these heavy metallic black gauntlets with like what appear to be a series of like injection syringes built onto the back of the wrist that seem like they are filled with some form of either chemical or magical stimulant that is sort of like built into the back of these gauntlets.
Injecting them into the wearer, or into...
Yeah, it would inject into the wearer.
Gauntlets of Bane.
Take a look and figure out what they are from initial inspection.
Mark 7 just fishes them out of the treasure pile. Dr. Vito, you may wish to take a look at these.
Hands them over here. I will take a closer look.
They have them in your hands before you finish speaking.
I can identify all of these items if you'd like.
Yeah, for the sake of this setting, because you can create the equivalent of magical items using pure technology. Magic items made out of tech will function identically for regular magic items as far as identification and such goes, except you might be able to identify them with your knowledge roll with technology instead of arcana.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
So should I make a technology roll then?
If you want to.
I would like very much. You would let
Could I aid him on that?
Sure.
Ooh. Thank you.
Yeah, I aid.
All right.
You get an advantage on that.
Yeah, I just.
But aside from that, there's also 18. Nice.
Sorry, I rolled, for some reason it rolled 3 times. I got very excited. So only the first 2 would count. So it's an 18 is the highest.
Yes. But aside from those gauntlets, there's also a pair of these are clearly much more magically inclined. A pair of what appear to be leather bracers with the symbol of deadlock is stamped upon the exterior of these bracers, and they have a faintly magical aura about them. And then beyond that, there's an amulet on a chain. The amulet itself is stylized and appears to be the symbol of Ekmera, which is I need to go back and look because I need to make sure I get this correct because she has a very particular symbol.
As an aside, how does the party do splitting gold? Is it even split and the remainder goes to a party fund?
Most of the time, we just evenly split things. This is this is the first time this party has ever had to split gold. So,
well, yeah, so I figured we'd bring it up. You know, like if there was 4 of us and there was 500 gold, you know, it doesn't. That splits evenly, but you know, if it was like 531, you know, you'd take the remainder of gold and put it in the party fund.
Or like you split it as best you can down to coppers, basically.
Oh, you go down to coppers, huh?
Yeah. We typically will split down to lower denominations rather than.
Okay, yeah, there it is. Yeah, so yeah, the symbol of Ekmera is a stein of ale from which pours a wave of wheat, which is the symbol of this amulet. And
an amulet,
the Amulet. There's also a sleek and there's a sleek and smooth silver revolver.
Just a gun.
A heavy barrel of a unique design, and a staff that is black, and it is topped with the a stylized ornament that is in the shape of a spider.
Does that mean anything?
Many interesting things.
Dr. Gerhard, with your 18 technology, you can identify the gauntlets as gauntlets of ogre power.
Okay.
Give them to the wizard.
Interesting bit of what can I mean, are they chemical in nature essentially?
Yeah, they are chemical. Basically, they have a replenishing supply. They seem to they take in. It's a combination of magic and technology, but it's mostly technology. The magic just sort of replenishes the chemical balance without having to let someone else do it. But basically, whenever you have to make use of your physical strength, the gauntlets will inject you with this chemical that will grant you the strength of an ogre while you are doing it. So it gives you the same mechanical effect as a pair of gauntlets of ogre power normally would.
These are interesting. If we find any of us in need of brute force, these may be of use. Cardan appears to be in the middle of his meditations, but perhaps when he is returned, we can have a discussion about whether these might be of use to him.
Mm-hmm.
Will the needles be able to pierce his flesh?
They will.
That would be. If not, I certainly have other injection devices that are appropriate for Kardesh.
I will drop haste on Mark 7.
As they reach for the gun, they just freeze.
And then I will pull out my book, open it up, pull out a small pearl, sit down, just grab that staff and start identifying it.
You identify the staff as a spider staff. It is an item in D&D Beyond that you can find.
I will, if I can, I will pick up the pistol and hand it to Mark 7 and say, "Allow me to return the favor, Captain."
It is appreciated. Deceleration protocols had yet to kick in.
Are you all right? Are you in need of any sort of attention?
Nothing internal diagnostics and calibration for future uses of the spell cannot solve, but I appreciate the concern.
Of course.
So we have here spider staff, a magically enchanted staff that it deals a little bit of extra poison damage when someone uses it as a weapon, and can also cast a few spells a few times. This might
Poison,
also
you
be,
say?
This might also be something useful for Cardon or Herschel, or anyone who feels the need to strike an enemy with a quarterstaff.
Indeed. Herschel, you seem to have an affinity for poisons. If your utilization, what was that chemical that you were spewing outside?
Oh, did you like that? Yes, yes. Well, when we made that giant explosion for the mass grave, I kind of, wrote some stuff down and found some other, chemicals that created kind of a similar effect. And, well, when you mix them in the right ratios and give them a little bump, and he taps the flask and a firebolt goes off into the air, you can get something pretty exciting.
That truly is
I'll grab the bracers and start
interesting.
identifying.
Almost to almost enough to offset the truly unpleasant and unnerving way in which you said mass grave just now.
While the others are talking, I would like to examine the revolver.
It is definitely some form of magical weapon.
I use technology to identify.
Absolutely.
27.
All right. It is not a magic weapon that you have ever seen or heard of before, but with a little bit of inspection and a little bit of delving into its secrets, you learn that it is what is known as a Silverlance Pistol, or the Silverlance Pistol, depending. It might actually just be unique, as I will show it to you.
Ooh. Getting real Vash the Stampede vibes.
That's because
That's
it's
because that's a 3D model of Vash's pistol.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
because it's Vash's pistol.
Thought so.
And I think we can all agree I should have this one.
No.
Someone who
someone who can hit things with a pistol would be much better suited.
I would very much appreciate this weapon.
Yes. I was joking, of course.
The remaining 2 items are a pair of bracers of marksmanship.
Ooh.
And and an amulet of the drunkard.
Amulet of the Drunkard.
Are braces of marksmanship just braces of archery, but for everything?
Yes, for guns specifically.
Are they ogre-sized, or do they look like they were stolen?
They definitely seem to have been stolen, although the ogres could have worn them if they wanted to. Because magic items can resize.
Yes, magic items have a tendency to resize themselves to fit the wearer.
Well, wondrous items especially, yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly not your everyday magic item.
They don't grant they just grant proficiency and then damage bonuses?
Yes.
I believe. Let me check braces of archery real quick.
Proficiency.
This amulet doesn't require attunement, does it?
Braces of archery give you proficiency with longbow and shortbow, and give you +2 bonus to damage rolls on ranged attacks made with such weapons.
Yeah, and so braces of marksmanship give you proficiency with firearms in general.
Okay.
I'd be able to use more than just my pistol.
The amulet of the drunkard does not require attunement. Yes.
Okay. Group, I think we should not. I think this should be a floating amulet per se. Anyone who takes a swig of my alchemy jug, if they're in a bad way.
Yes, but it only works once per day.
Well, so does my alchemy jug.
Well, there you go. You can hold on to it, Herschel, since you hold on to the alchemy jug, and you can pass it along to anyone who needs it.
I do not know if I have the capacity to consume.
It doesn't matter if
From
you
the
actually
jug.
consume it. It only matters if it passes
It's all
your lips.
about intent. Yes, it's all about intent. Just want to consume is enough, I think.
You just have to pour it somehow into you, Mark 7.
I mean, and I could just fine-tune the alchemy jug to something that we could put in you.
Probably
Oil?
lemons.
Coolant? What do you take?
I am not comfortable answering this question.
So, we have grand totaled a gauntlet of ogre power, a spider staff, a Silverlance pistol, a braces of marksmanship, and an amulet of the drunkard.
I would feel that braces of marksmanship, Captain, it would seem to go hand in hand, as it were, with your new pistol, yeah?
Perhaps.
Will increase the overall damage potential output, though I would say the braces of marksmanship technically benefit more someone who has no training in firearms than somebody who does have training in firearms.
True. Perhaps Dr. Vita might benefit from them more than I.
Right. I had thought that the additional ballistic impact might be better suited to someone as our arcane colleague has recently pointed out, in the hands of someone who can make certain that those ballistics get where they are going each time, you know?
Out of character, this is me saying I don't want to load up on magic items when we only have 5 of them right now. But if we all reckon that the pistol and the braces do work well together, then
They
I
absolutely.
guess I'll take both.
Yeah, they absolutely
Yeah.
do work.
It's
Similarly,
only +2
out
to
of character,
damage. Yeah.
my character's actual combat utility is based on picking up cars and hitting people with them. So
Yeah,
I don't
adding
think
an
any of these are particularly in my wheelhouse.
adding an additional
Oh.
2 damage to a +1 pistol means that effectively that's a +3 pistol when it hits. So
Yeah.
yes,
And
they
you
stack
need it to
well.
hit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they stack well, and you are the best shot among us.
My commentary on the braces being suited to Dr. Vita is primarily because of the fact that he's been shooting a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. He definitely has been shooting a lot. I don't know that he's
Although,
been
yeah,
hitting a lot, but he's been shooting.
True. The braces only give bonus on damage rolls rather than
Yeah.
attack rolls.
The gauntlets,
Alright,
gauntlets of
then I will-
overpower set your strength to 19.
Yeah.
Which
I
means,
have no use for those. I'm a dexterity fighter.
well, that's the thing. All of our melee fighters are dexterity fighters, except for Dr. Viter.
I'm strength
And
based.
my
I'm
strength
pretty
is
sure.
already
Oh, are
18.
you?
I don't get any real bonus out of them.
Yeah, when I hand to hand with the spear, when I don't throw it, it's strength.
Actually, even thrown at strength.
Yeah,
Is
you're trying to say-
Cardon's
Yeah.
headbutt based on strength?
Usually.
I was about to say, like, I'm trying to go less with the spear these days, though. So, like, I think Cardon. Definitely.
Cardon can use his dex, but he can also use his strength if it's better.
like-
Which 19, I will tell you this: 19 strength would be better than his 16 dex right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, as much as this seems like we're loading up on very specific people, the staff and the gauntlets to Cardon make the most sense, and the pistol and bracers to Mark 7 also make the most sense.
Yeah.
And then the amulet to Herschel, because Herschel has the jug that can make beer.
Yeah. We can also make alcohol. Well, something you can set on fire anyway.
So yes, in my professional opinion, this is how we should set this apart. I say, and then deliver that, but in character terms.
Oh, there's one more thing that I had to roll and forgotten that I had put on the list.
Wait. Oh look, under this rubble, under this ogre carcass, there seems to be one more thing.
You find a small, what appears to be a almost an attaché case that is like black smooth leather case with a shoulder strap to be carried as if it was a messenger's bag.
Why, this ogre is
Stylish.
particularly
Opens
stylish.
this. Yeah.
Essential.
I have an inkling as to what this is, but I will open it up and stick my arm in it and see how far it goes.
It is indeed a briefcase of holding.
Allow me to demonstrate. I will open the briefcase. I will pull off my quarterstaff off my back, and I will stick the entirety of the quarterstaff into the briefcase and then close it.
Oh. Yes, a spatial compression enchantment. They're very useful. We used to use them on the filing cabinets back at the university.
I'm sorry, spatial what?
Spatial compression. I think
Is that what you guys call this?
Is compressed. This is what we called it. I'm not sure what Dora
I
called
would
it.
refer to it as a pocket dimension in
we-
which you can hold.
We just
things.
call them. I can make these, you know. We just call them big old bags.
Oh yeah, Dr. Vita, I feel like this matches your stylings very well. Let's say as I will pull my staff back out and hold the briefcase of holding out towards Dr. Vita.
I appreciate that. That actually would make some of our field research much simpler. Allow me to take more of my equipment and tools. Yeah.
Yes, precisely.
Of course, anyone else who needs to carry something for Sim. Yeah.
I feel all of this newfound insubstantial financial wealth could probably go into it.
Yeah, very good. I will be more than happy to hold it in trust.
How much? What? I completely missed all the numbers. How much of what is the money?
It was a pile of precious metals that would be worth 700 gold coins in like a goblin trade,
Okay, so 700 gold worth of metal materials.
which is mostly coins from this world.
So shovel all that into the back.
Do you want me to put that on my sheet then if I'm holding it?
Unless somebody objects to Dr. Veeder getting the bag.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I almost said it in like a weirdly like creepy way, and then I'm like, wait, no, I'm not playing Paul in this game. I'm actually trustworthy with money.
I like the idea, by the way, of the briefcase of holding specifically because I like the idea that you like set it flat on the ground, flip the latches, lift the briefcase, and then just pull something out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That visual is just really cool to me.
Absolutely. Click, click, pull the staff out. That's why I
Oh,
demonstrated with the quarterstaff.
Dr. Veeder, we happy?
I just had a really stupid vision of Mark 7 clambering out of a briefcase because they don't need to breathe.
A stupid vision or a portent of the future?
This is how we
Possibly
get
one
Mark
of the best
7
infiltration jobs this campaign could ever do.
It's a fucking briefcase with a war forged in it.
Isn't that what they did with Ocean's 11?
Dun,
The
dun,
the
dun,
acrobat got inside the
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
Um,
dun, dun, dun,
Oh, that was
I think
a thing that happened in one of the Ravenel books.
I think
Oh,
we'll
yes,
find this a
literally,
very
yeah.
impressive offer.
Yeah, Kara had to dislocate her shoulders to get into a case.
Into a case, yeah.
I
Well,
think you will find this a very persuasive offer.
Surprise, I have guns!
yeah.
And that is what we call a hostile takeover.
I believe we've completed the task that we have provided to ourselves. Shall we return and inform the person whose John is free the name of?
Corda.
And
Corda.
do we want to track down the one that escaped and make certain that they are not
No.
roaming?
No. You have to leave an apex predator. Otherwise, it gets out of whack because the lower predators take too much prey, and then the prey. No,
mean-
it's much better to leave an apex lying around.
Cardon's specific orders to them were to leave and never return.
Yes, I'm pretty
And
certain.
they seem to be worth taking.
I'm pretty certain that particular ogre will be running far and far away from here. Though, after Herschel's statement, I'm reminded of a story of an island with rats on it.
What happened to
What?
Oh,
the rats?
Well, when you have a rat infestation, apparently the story goes that you take a barrel, bury it in the sand, and bait it with coconut. And when the rats go to eat the coconut, they fall in, and then you leave them there until all the rats eat the other rats until you have 2 rats left. But now they don't eat coconut; they eat rat, and you let them loose on the island.
What a strange and horrifying non sequitur.
I never said it was a likable story; just that it reminded me of a story.
This makes sense. It would remind you of that story.
Yes.
Does it? Are we attempting to have the ogres eat the other ogres?
No, this is the talk of an apex predator leaving an apex predator behind to scare off other predators. Was in the story.
Help me push these bodies into the ravine, please.
Yes, let's do that.
Shove.
Yeah, you push the ogres down a ravine.
I will take some tissue samples to test for any diseases and for any Zarhemian contaminants.
Not on these bodies. These seem to be relatively normal ogres.
Okay.
Aside from the mage, you do find faint traces of Zarheim influence in the mage's genetics.
Yeah. Here we go. This one may bear some result of the Empire's tempering.
Oh. I can identify the corpse if you'd like.
If you wish. If it would prove useful for your own notes, Zarak, I would be happy to provide these results as well.
Yeah, I'll take it before we roll the ogre mage into the pit. I will take a few minutes to cast identify on its corpse.
I mean, there's aside from its weird genetic tampering, it doesn't seem to have anything else active on it that can be identified with the identify spell.
Okay. And nothing seems to be largely genetic alterations as suspected.
To be clear, I say this not out of any form of admiration, because I find the entire process repugnant, but it is rather an effective tool. If the Empire is doing this on purpose, altering some of the, as you say, apex predators, leaving them to better organize pest species to keep the population in these remote areas in line.
Is it particularly effective, though?
Seems to be.
We bumblefucked our way into here and eliminated their engineered experiment.
I mean,
Yeah,
until you
Yes,
did that,
but-
though, they had been harassing the regular hunting teams, and
Yeah, and also as you may realize, Darak, we have rather higher caliber armaments than most of the ones who are, as you say, bumblefucking around in these parts. Yes.
I look down at my robes, which are not armor.
you just say armaments.
I think he just said, yeah, I think he actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And caliber in general.
If you say so, Dr. Vita.
I do indeed. You have to keep in mind that even a relatively simple group of armed or otherwise or otherwise equipped people from off planet coming into a low technology world such as this are going to have an advantage in most situations. Herschel, begging your pardon, of course. Your master seemed to be one who was attempting to transcend beyond the limitations that have been placed on this world by the Empire.
We were going through quite a renaissance in our little corner.
Yeah. And that I would assume is the sort of thing that this Empire is trying to keep clamped down. All the better for it if we can remove them from power, reunite this planet with the galactic stage. I think a renaissance will be one to visit the world over.
Well then, shall we continue on?
Indeed, we shall.
Here.
All right, so you make your way back and reconvene with Corda.
What have you, Mark 7? Does this scratch your altruistic itch for the moment?
I'm sorry, I'm a little confused.
Well, you were the one we insist that we take.
No, out of character.
Oh.
I got a little bit lost in that conversation. Not gonna lie.
No, this is separate and apart from that. Just on the way back, he's asking if you got your got enough being a local goody two shoes, and we can get back on with heading to the capital.
For now, yes, I believe so. It is good to help out wherever we can, whenever we can. Within our limitations, of course.
Yeah, and one of those limitations is time, yes?
Fortunately, it only took us like 20 minutes.
You disapprove of my decision?
I don't disapprove of your decision. I simply feel that, in general, I agree with you. Yeah? Using our abilities to do some good for those on this planet is all for the best. But I think our views diverge is on the scope of that. I feel that focusing on the overall control of the Empire will allow those in local situations to help themselves much better in the long run. But yeah, certainly, if we see someone on the side of the road, was in mortal peril, yeah, of course, I will not argue with stopping. But again, perhaps not asking each settlement we drive past if they are the subject of local bandits or ogres or boogans in the woods would be best, yeah?
Oh no, if there are boogans around, we definitely need to assist.
Oh, absolutely. You can't.
Those
All that talk of apex predators goes right out the window with boogans.
Yes,
I will be in the car. And he turns and walks back off to the car.
We're still walking back to town. You turn and walk in the same direction we're going.
And I completely lost my train of thought.
Boogans under that.
He reaches up, I think, to one of the small valves underneath the helmet and twists it, and the helmet goes completely opaque. Anyone who's close by can very, very faintly, you can hear elven music playing inside.
Oh, Doctor, that's very rude, Doctor. You're the one that brought up boogans. And then I will trot back next to Mark 7 as we're walking. Don't let the good doctor bother you, Mark 7. Your instincts are good.
Praxis is good. Maybe less praxis, but praxis is good.
There is no direct response from Mark 7 other than a series of repeated clicks in a short pattern that just repeats itself for a few moments.
Well, let's get back before the good doctor's music runs out and we have to listen to him again.
So, you return to Corda, and you follow the same path that you took out and return back to this small village hidden in the mountains.
Corda!
She sort of... Oh, you've returned.
Good news!
Were you successful?
You have 5 less ogres to deal with. Yes, we managed to drive away the ogres that were parked nearby.
Well, thank you for that. We owe you a debt of gratitude.
Oh, nothing so major. Simply cleaning up the side of the road as we pass, as it were.
Still, you came here to rest for the evening and secure our aid for this rebellion, and you have done so. Our people will be more able to feed themselves, and we will be more free to strike and act as we need.
As a curiosity, one of the ogres appeared to have suffered under some sort of genetic mutation, potentially at the hands of the Imperial Scientist divisions. Would you happen to have any information on local Imperial garrisons that might have been responsible for that?
There is a garrison to the north, just out of the mountain range, that is, as far as I can tell, equal parts military hub and science facility.
Would you say that's the direction in which we're going to be traveling?
Generally, if you're heading for the capital.
Yes. How large of the garrison would you say this is?
It's mostly secured by its hidden nature. I wouldn't expect a large complement of guards, although they might be more elite than the usual rabble.
At this point, has Dr. Veter turned the music off?
Yeah, I mean, we got back to
Yeah.
town. His helmet is back to simply sort of mirroring the environment around it, and it seems like he is paying attention.
I'll turn to look at the rest of the group. Would it be safe to say that a potential diversion that is along our route for additional supplies, technology, and information might be worth our time?
That's no diversion at all. I think that's the mission, isn't it?
I mean, it's not strictly speaking the capital, but if a garrison such as this is depositing genetically engineered ogres around the territory, it would be beneficial both to our newfound allies and to our cause to deal with it. And, likely, there will be more of this sort of thing. I say, gesturing to the new items on several of our persons, to find that will aid us further.
I disagree with you in terms of the fact that it would be beneficial. I think cutting off the head of the snake would cause all the other portions to die, but
Certainly.
we may
You need-
very well find, especially at a science outpost, we may very well find things that would make our insertion into the capital easier. So for that reason, I would agree it may be worth a stop.
If this garrison possesses additional means of communication, we may be able to subvert them and distribute them as we progress towards the capital.
Agreed.
Exactly.
I would make the suggestion that any such garrisons we pass on our journey north would be worth investigating and potentially hobbling.
Depending on the size of the garrison in question,
Well, yes.
this
Maybe less investigating and more extreme hobbling.
I think the other factor, though, to keep in mind is that if we are able to take care of them swiftly and without a chance of word to spread, then very well. But the more of them in which we attempt to attack, the greater the chance of them being able to get out some form of report back to the capital or to other installations that would serve as a warning both to the other installations and to the Empire that something is amiss, which goes specifically against all of our intent.
I was under the impression that the Empire already knew you were here. Did we not take out a squad because of that?
They knew that there were individuals with advanced technology on the planet in areas that they don't control. They didn't know. They didn't, and still don't, as far as we're aware, know specifically that we're off-worlders.
Hmm.
And no matter how comically incapable an evil government may be, I think even the simplest of individuals can put together points on a map and note that a line is rapidly approaching their capital.
Yes.
So if there is a line of installations that is one by one going offline, and that line leads them directly to their capitals, and only a fool would not be able to assert that something is coming in their direction.
Certainly. But
Now, I know it wasn't your intention, but what I'm hearing is we need to do a squiggle.
we should serpentine, yes. Brilliant.
the pattern would remain the same, would it not?
Yeah, they are. I would assume at this point we have moved on from a discussion of strategy, and we are moving on to a ever so diverting collegial attempt to get one another's goat, as the expression goes. Yeah,
You have a goat?
I used to have many goats. They were very
Oh.
valuable at the laboratory.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, racks of lamb aside,
I
the
do agree with your overall point. Oh,
Go ahead.
what are you doing with these goats?
No, he just said, "How did you know about the rack?"
But yes, no, I agree. We shouldn't operate in such a capacity as to tip off the fact that our overall goal. However, information gathering and equipment gathering are important.
I would suggest one, not each one on the way. If
We can. 1 is fine. 2 is okay, but 3 is a pattern. We can't do 3, but 2 we might be able to do 2. 2 is an accident, really. 3 is on purpose.
What does that make 4?
Double on purpose.
Something to be responded to.
Yes. Keep ourselves under the radar, as it were.
2 is an accident, 3 is a pattern, 4 is a threat.
What's 5?
A part
An
Unnecess-
honorary round
unnecess-
number.
Unnecessary to be defined at this time.
So,
But please
So
let
it's
me
agreed.
also.
We storm the castle.
You are welcome to stay here for the night to replenish energies and prepare before you leave in the morning. Also, please let me give you this as a token of our thanks and hospitality, she says as she hands one of you, whoever is willing to accept it, probably Mark 7, a small carved rune stone.
I will take it in a free hand. Study one side, turn it over to examine other symbols on all sides of the stone, or just the one?
Just on the one side, and it is an Orcish rune.
What does it do?
it's a Hearthstone.
You can use this stone to summon the spirits of our ancestors who will fight for you for a brief time. Only a limited number of uses before the stone's power will be expended, but it will help.
Interesting.
What are these
Intriguing.
Are the spirits in the
spirits that
stone?
arise, or are you speaking of raising the deceased?
They will summon the spirits of our ancestors, who will take corporeal form and battle for you briefly.
Ah, so not trapped in the stone per se, just
No,
a
called from
calling
beyond.
card. Okay.
Are they? Can it be? Does it have only martial applications, or can it? Do you all use this to communicate with the departed?
We can, though I doubt you would learn too much from them. And they will primarily serve well in combat.
Perhaps the stone is attuned to the more warlike of your ancestors, then?
Generally, warriors from before the calamity and the crash.
So not a way to
I see.
visit with departed grandparents. Then.
Well,
Departed great ancestors of some martial prowess.
what a thoughtful gift. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
For those wondering, it is an orc stone, which is also a thing you can find on D&D Beyond.
Neato.
I will identify it later to figure out exactly how it works.
Ooh, out of Icewind Dale, eh? Neat.
Could you use it for babysitting?
If you want an orc war chief to be babysitting for you, then maybe.
Well, if it's your granddad, then sure.
3 times.
Hey kids, I have to go out pillaging, but Gramps is gonna watch you. Well,
For-
you summon Ghost Grandpa.
He only lasts.
Gather round, small children, as I tell you of the time I decapitated 20 men.
It only lasts for 10 minutes.
So we'll get halfway through. Then summon me again.
Don't tell Mom the orc stone ran out.
It only lasts for 10 minutes and it works 3 times.
I gotta go to the store, kids.
I'll hold on to that if you don't mind.
If you wish.
Give me that orc stone.
It's at this point that you realize Herschel is floating 10 foot in the air, having drunk a delicious, tasty potion of flight.
Ah, see the potion works, Herschel.
It works wonderfully. Look at me.
Yes, I can see you're floating.
I'm quite agile as I drift lazily to the left.
Have you sprouted any sort of like fronds or anything that are assisting with the flight?
No, he's just kind of up there. It's like his frame of reference is 10 foot higher than the rest of you.
I turn back to Carda. So, yes, if you would point us to a place where we could rest. And also, if any of your scouts or hunters could provide us with information as to the specific location of this hidden garrison.
I'll have it marked on your map for you before you leave in the morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome to stay in my home for the evening.
That would be lovely.
And she will lead everyone to rooms in her home.
Excellent.
And you can get a long rest.
Yay, regain my shit.
All right.
I have brewed another potion of swiftness. My favorite.
What does Potion of Swiftness do again?
It gives me 10-foot walking
Okay.
for 1 hour.
You become slightly faster.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
a
a barbarian speed increase.
Make a
When the other things on the thing are a potion of transformation or flight or bless or +1 AC, walking a bit faster is.
I mean, you know, for a dwarf, that's
It's
a lot.
cool. Yeah.
When you're 5 feet slower than everyone else, that can be a lot. Especially because it doesn't cost a spell. That's like that right there is the Long Strider spell.
Yeah, it's a free first level spell, essentially.
Yeah. Not bad. We rest.
Yeah, so you get a long rest.
I do
All right.
I do go approach Dr. Vita while we're preparing for our rest.
Yeah, he is probably rearranging his things into the briefcase of holding.
Good doctor, do you have a question?
Yes, Durak. I have prepared a printout of my scans of the ogre.
Oh, I appreciate
They would be
that.
useful to you.
Yes, I'll
He will
take them.
gesture to pages that he has printed that are sized for Durak's journal.
I will take that and add them to my journal gladly. But no, actually, more specifically, I had a question about your capabilities. Frequently, you've noted that you're not a fighter, and I'm fair. I did, however, notice that with some dreadful efficiency, you managed to assault an ogre with by misusing a rifle.
Yes, I was rather frustrated with the inefficiency of the rifle, or rather of my use of it. And you know how it can be, adrenaline in the course of battle, that sort of thing.
I might
I suppose I was all rather overcome.
I might suggest that you were actually remarkably effective with it when you stopped using it as one typically uses a rifle.
Yes, well, desperate times, as it were.
My suggestion, if I might make a suggestion,
I am certain that nothing I could say would stop you.
simply say no. I'm not rude. But you might try to reach that point of desperation a little more often. It was very useful and appreciated.
Yes, well, I suppose if we are going to be involving ourselves in local affairs to this point, where we are stopping every day and attempting to fend off things, we might find ourselves in that place again. But again, I will remind you, I am not a combatant.
Of course.
Trained in this. What is your own, if I may ask, what is your own martial background? Is this sort of traveling around, working as mercenaries for the good of the galactic whole and so forth? Is this something that you have found yourself doing before? It would seem that Mark 7 and Cardon have a background in these sort of affairs, and but Herschel is new to the world in general, but seems to throw himself into anything with a great deal of enthusiasm. But yourself, when we encountered each other, you were running a store on the station, but I have a feeling that was not your life's calling.
My father taught me to make myself available in any manner whatsoever to serve the people as they need. So, I guess I would say this is training from my father.
And your father was a public servant of some sort, or a minor noble on a planet?
A humble public servant.
Very good. And so what is your background then? You have any sort of military service?
Not specifically, no. More just doing the odds and ends that I can to help people with whatever their problems are. Which is what I was doing on the station.
Very good.
I help people.
Well, this is good. A noble goal, then, yeah? We all help to our own capacity and in the ways where we are best able to render assistance. I,
Precisely.
again, am a doctor.
You are a doctor, but you are
share my knowledge where it can come in handy.
very good at hitting things with the butt end of a rifle.
It comes from years of an obligatory participation in the university softball league. Yeah,
Really? They have a softball league?
quite formidable. Yeah.
Ah, I hadn't noticed.
Oh yeah, nothing gets the old collegial urges flowing. Yeah, like hitting some sort of sports ball around in an outdoor arena.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my home was not one very large one for sporting events of the kind.
Ah,
Neighboring
I'm
nations.
certain there were some sort of communal activities.
Oh, yes, there certainly were, but it was not something that I was often allowed to participate in.
I see
We
your father's public service would draw you and your family away, yeah?
That and also a weak constitution as a child.
I see. Well, that is something you seem to be working to overcome. Yeah?
Yes. I still find the duress of physical strain quite difficult.
It is certainly unpleasant. You and I agree on that point, at least.
But no, I wanted to thank you for your efforts. As desperate as they might have been, it was appreciated to see you go toe-to-toe with an ogre and come out the better for it.
I'm not certain that either of us came up the better for it.
You lived, they didn't.
Better focusing on opinions, but yeah, if our attempts to subvert the entire government of a small planet come down to me hitting something with a sporting bat again, then I will be certain to take advantage.
I would appreciate the effort. Anyways, I'll let you get to your I'll let you get to your evening constitution.
Yeah. Rest well, Durak.
I always do. And I will leave to go not rest well.
Any other conversations that people need to have before the morning?
Oh, Dr. Veeder.
Yeah, Herschel, how do you find things out here?
I mean, pretty good today, huh?
Well, it was it was a day in which none of us died or were grievously injured. So yeah. Again,
Oh no, I'm talking about you, bud. Come on up top. Pretty good.
Are you still flying?
Yeah, I'm leaning down to give you a high five.
Vider will just sort of begrudgingly hold his hand out to receive the slap.
Very nice. Yeah, man, pretty good. I mean, I think we all knew we had it in you, but come on, now you no false modesty. Now, it felt good to stretch the muscles, didn't it?
No, absolutely not. It was absolutely terrifying, and I wish it had not been necessary.
Well,
I like how
you'll hit your stride.
I like how we've decided that positive reinforcement is the method that we get. I will get Dr. Veeder to attack things.
Go on, you big sack of hit points. Get up there.
Would you do it for a Veeder snack?
God, saying would you do it for a Veeder snack is much worse.
Thank you. It was intentionally supposed to be a little bit horrifying.
Hey, Dr. Veeder, we'll let you dissect him if you get up there and punch a guy.
Yeah, that's right. You can only dissect the people you punch. New rule.
Then it looks like I'm going to have to punch.
uh,
Yeah, but how about you? Yeah, just throwing all sorts of caustic liquids about. Is this
Right?
what you had in mind when you agreed to leave your
I mean,
your
there
your
was
home?
nothing to have in mind, really. You were the first people I ever met.
Okay.
There could have been worse people. Let me tell you what.
I
Casting
would
back
agree
to
with
what
you
the
there.
master went
There is
through.
a universe full of people, and while we are far, far from the best, I would agree with you. We are also far from the best.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I'm not sure what's gonna happen when we're done here, but yeah, man.
What is your feeling? We had some extensive conversation today regarding the best use of time, regarding doing good and where to do it. Do you have a personal inclination with regard to assisting those of the local populace, or are you just
Let's
along
put
for
it
the
this way.
ride, as it were?
The Empire's been here for hundreds of years at this point.
Yeah.
What is a few days more? To change, these orcs obviously can take care of themselves, sure.
Yeah.
But the people who were shoved into a hole in the ground on that farm, like they didn't have a choice. You know?
No.
Like they didn't have a giant orc leaping from car top to defend them. So if not us, then who?
I don't disagree with you. So you find Mark Seven's arguments persuasive then?
There is no reason why we can't help along the way.
Yeah. But whether we are helping along the way or whether we are helping by completing our original mission, you are also of the consideration that
think-
helping is the goal. Yeah.
I don't think the Empire doesn't. So you blow up a battery or you steal this battery, whatever you're going to do with this thing. The Empire
Yeah.
doesn't go away. The jackbooted
Yeah.
thugs out here don't go away because there's not a D cell in the capital.
I think you may be misunderstanding me. We have correctly identified the specific point of dispute here with regard to local help versus edge. But I suppose what I'm getting at is just helping in one way or another. This is now a goal of yours, yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's always it was a goal thrust on me, sure, but I'll take it as my own.
well, that's a good thing, and I would not wish you to take from the fact that there is argument over how to help as a sign that I do not wish to help. I do. I understand that I may express it in perhaps more pragmatic terms, and I may think of help more on the larger scale than that on the smaller scale. But it is still something that is important to me as well. So I think
I'm sure.
we are
don't
we are
think that-
united in an overall wish to help, even if we disagree on how best to do so. Yeah.
I think that if you don't help on the small scale, it doesn't matter what happens on the large scale.
This is interesting, and I take your point. My own is simply that if you do not help on a larger scale, then no amount of help on a small scale will ultimately do any good. But perhaps a balanced approach can be struck, yeah?
I think that would be best. And if you'll excuse me, I have to see an orc about a flask.
Oh, very good.
I'd like to buy 2 silver worth of flasks, by the way, if I can.
You can do so, yes.
Cool.
I think we may have a Cody.
Yep, I am here.
Cody.
Technical difficulties have been solved? ?
You have been given gauntlets of ogre strength and a spider staff. Do you attune to them?
Sure, yeah.
All right, your strength is now 19, and you can hit things with a quarterstaff that deals poison damage, and can also cast can cast spider climb and web.
And if you hit them hard enough, you'll leave a real cool looking mark of a spider on their face.
As they die.
Well, I guess that's going to be my calling card now.
Yeah. Me and William were talking about web the other day, and web is flammable.
Yes, it is.
And I have a cantrip that just sets it on fire, no check required.
So do I.
Yeah, create bonfire just kind of makes a spot be on fire.
So does prestidigitation.
So it's create.
So does firebolt.
So does firebolt.
So what
Yet
I'm
another
hearing is the
reason
spell
never
is
to use-
create be on fire.
You can find
If you
both.
will.
You can find
If you
both of
will
those
not,
items
you
in
are
D&D.
sacked.
You can find both of those items in D&D Beyond, Cody.
And Vider has offered to, if you feel the gauntlets of ogre strength are essentially set up so that they are like sort of Bane style gauntlets where they inject you with a chemical solution. If you feel that you need stronger hydraulics or more sharpened needles to get them through your hide, Vider can hook you up.
Or
I think
Herschel has some
we-
acid he could burn off your skin with and get the needles in. Take your
Yes,
pick.
that was also technically offered.
I believe we lost Cody for a second because he just put in Slack that his power went back out and it's back
Oh,
now. So
Jesus.
give him a minute.
Neat.
The wonders of
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
technology.
He just got here and then the power goes out.
Well, at least he has something to be excited about while his computer comes back up, huh?
yeah.
Cruel fortune.
Yep, there it goes.
We have a long rest.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we got a long rest. We're
As
back
I
to
could,
town.
as I continued my being very energetic about scene changes as a character.
In the morning.
By which time I have attuned to the Silverlance Pistol and Bracelet of Marksmanship.
Indeed.
And I'll have a tune to
Is
the
everybody
I'll have a tune
is
to the
everybody
Orc
else sort of going off and sleeping, or is anyone sort of half keeping an eye on Vider?
I mean, would there be like a hallway or something for our rooms?
I assume that,
Actually,
that we're not in infinite rooms.
Yeah,
We'd
that-
probably be bunking
Are
up.
we all in the same room, or are we all in individual rooms? Would be the question, William.
Yeah, there's only like one guest room for all of you.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah, Mark 7 would park themselves outside, just lean up against the wall,
So
Dibs on the corner.
because my Sentry's Rest feature specifically states that I spend 6 hours in an inactive, motionless state, but I can still see and hear, so I am outside, not unconscious, just recharging.
Vider comes and lies down and doesn't move for several hours, and in a way that resembles sleep.
for anyone that is conscious in the room while Duroc is asleep, he does not sleep well. He has very, very fitful sleep.
Okay.
He like sort of he basically,
Which is to say, literally everyone else
Yeah.
except for Cardon.
yeah, he just sort of like pulls up against a piece of wall and covers himself in his blanket of some kind. But there is like, sound and movement the entire night from him.
Yes. In the morning, you return. Oh, also, by the way, make me an insight check, Mark 7, as you attune to the
Alright.
Silverlance Pistol.
Insight is not one of my specialties. Okay. 8.
You can make me insight, or I'm trying to think what else might be relevant to this. That
History? Can I sell you on history?
let me
Survival?
see what you might be able to sell me on. Yeah,
feel like
you can make it history. Why not? Go for it.
Cool.
I feel like
quite
Mark 7
happily
is
do
one of the
that.
characters who rolls history basically like, I was there.
But yes, I'll quite happily take a +5 bonus over a +2. Come on. Do the thing. There we go, that's a 19.
All right. So you're not certain what it is, but there is something about this pistol that tells you that it is not reached the extent of its capacity. You are fairly certain that there is more this weapon can do, but it hasn't been unlocked yet.
Intriguing.
You need the DLC.
You never did get me to identify it, so I couldn't.
Yes, in the 2 hours of an 8-hour rest that Mark 7 is conscious and moving, they spend far less time examining and fitting the braces than they do studying the pistol.
And yeah, like as you look at it, you see that there is. It's a very simple and elegant design, and there you can see the slide that conceals the arcane power source hidden in the top of the barrel that is used when you would overcharge this weapon. It would reveal the arcane power source and charge it up for firing.
The weird thing is that the barrel doesn't seem to line up with where the hammer strikes the bullets.
Doesn't matter. It turns bullets into force energy.
Yeah, there's just like a little tube in just after the conversion point.
I think it turns bullets into love and peace. I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
The peace.
But yeah, you definitely get the sense, just sort of examining this thing, that this isn't even its final form.
You know, that was always one of the weirdest things about that gun in the anime, is that the barrel is on the bottom of the thing, but the hammer is on the top. So you're hammering the bullet into a section of the gun that does not have a barrel.
Don't think about it.
I think about it.
Everything is fine.
I thought about it. I thunk about it. I keep
Forget about it, huh?
This gun doesn't work.
But yes, everyone gets their long rest, and you reawaken in the morning, prepared to move on. Unless there are more conversations to have before you move on.
As soon as Durak is up, Vitor will go over to him.
Good morning, Doc.
You did not seem to sleep well at all.
Didn't I?
No, you were moving and making noise, and it was incredibly distracting and irritating.
Oh, I apologize.
You do not need to apologize, but I do have some medications that may make it so that you sleep better at night if you would wish to take advantage of it.
No, thank you, but I appreciate the offer.
No, well, if you choose to take advantage in the future, please let me know. Otherwise, I will simply make my own sleeping arrangements somewhere else.
I appreciate the
Shall I
concern.
be sure to check the soundproofing on the cabin deck of the Studio's Vanguard when we return to it?
Yeah, I need my beauty sleep.
Says the man who decidedly does not.
Well, it's sleep so he gets beautiful, not so he can rest.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that works for him specifically.
Well, it's clearly not working,
What
but that's neither here nor there.
Make sure that everyone thinks I'm sleeping than complaining about things that would stop me, huh?
I don't know. If you were not sleeping and had to sit motionless for 8 hours as someone else was, I'd be annoyed.
Yeah, that's an element to it as well.
Yeah, I can see it here normally, although I was out in the hallway, so...
Really, what you're doing is outing yourself as someone who doesn't sleep.
Not because you're moving all over the place.
I apologize. Bit of a rough dream.
No need to apologize, but again, just simply as the doctor of the group, it is something that stood out, and you should make certain that you are getting a sufficient amount of sleep.
I appreciate the concern.
Yeah. Well, time for breakfast.
Says the man who does not eat.
Also, yes, Peter disappears for a little
How
while.
How many people actually eat in this party? 2?
Me.
I think Cardon, right?
Just
Yeah,
gonna
you and
watch you
Cardon.
eat this egg.
Oh, right. Photosynthesis.
Well,
I
no,
mean,
I
Herschel can eat. He just
Yeah.
doesn't have to. He plants roots.
I'm the
Yeah.
boy in AI. I put the eggs and spinach in my tummy and then have to vacuum them out later or whatever.
I mean, if we're getting technical, Peter can eat too.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Peter-
so
Peter
can Mark
wants
7,
to eat.
apparently, according to my constructed resilience.
It's all about intent. I am eating this cookie, therefore the fact that the crumbs went everywhere doesn't matter. I am a cookie monster.
In lieu of
Herschel, would you please stop
finding
staring
some
at me while I
food.
eat?
You've eaten 3 eggs.
Yes. I intend to eat a
How many more are
fourth.
you going to eat?
At least
Oh,
one more.
boy. That's a lot of egg.
Well, when I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs every morning to help me get
Thank you.
large.
Yeah, but now that you've grown, you're eating 5 dozen, and you are roughly the size of an extremely small raft that does not look particularly stable.
I wish you were here to hear that.
Good.
I feel I honestly I'm afraid you have some sort of tapeworm.
That would
Your
explain-
egg lust is becoming a growing concern.
that would explain a few things.
Yeah, please, because my dad felt the need to flip a breaker, and that just happened to be my room. Yeah,
Oh.
Welcome back.
I obviously came in at a weird part.
Burak was
Here I
starting
have
to
it.
sing a Gaston song about himself, except
Wait, what?
Well, y'all 2 are the only ones that eat anything. So I'm staring at him eat 3 eggs.
And
Oh.
then Gaston happened.
Yeah. And then a Gaston reference happened, yes. Ah,
Well then.
Cody, you have a spider staff and braces of gauntlet. And
Yeah,
brace of
nope, I
unrestrained.
know that much.
You can find them on
How many
D&D
eggs are you eating
Beyond.
for breakfast, Cody?
All right, cool. What's up?
How many eggs are you eating for breakfast?
Me or Cardon?
Cardon.
Cardon?
We've apparently
Let's see.
established that Durak eats 5
8.
dozen eggs every morning.
Oh.
Oh, 8 dozen.
Yes,
No,
you're
not
gonna have
8
to
dozen,
pump
just
those
8.
numbers. Those are rookie numbers.
Durak over here with the shonen protagonist appetite.
In lieu of finding
It's how you fuel all that magic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
in lieu of finding breakfast, I would go and find Corda to see if our map has been updated.
Yes. So you find her. And she does inform you that she has updated your map with the not only the locations of any nearby imperial outposts, but also any nearby potentially allied settlements that you could rest for the night.
That is now the canon explanation for A, Durak 16 con, and B, how Durak casts his spells. He just eats a lot every day. All that energy goes into magic.
Why do you think he's so skinny, even though he eats so much? All those calories are for his mana.
Exactly.
Oh.
Burn calories
Is
as
it
mana.
also why Chaucer is so large?
I didn't-
Or is that just
Yes.
Chaucer being Chaucer?
Yes. All the excess fat goes into my bird.
I didn't realize we were doing Robin Hobb rules of magic. That's great.
Wait, is Shorsa still alive?
Didn't your bird get poofed?
I think
Yeah,
Shorsa
It was
got pooped.
comically poofed.
Yeah. And I don't have the materials to bring her back.
What does it require us? A brazier?
A brass
And 10 gold worth of stuff.
a brass brazier and 10 gold worth of incense.
Does
I'm
it
sure you
have to
find that
be?
in town.
I mean, I can make you a makeshift brazier. That's not a problem. But if you can find incense, we can
10
bring
gold worth
your.
of charcoal, incense, and herbs that must be consumed in a fire by a brass brazier. Yeah,
we actually you know what, we actually determined that we got the incense or the ash from the funeral pyre. We just needed a brazier.
Oh, I have the right tool for the right job. I can create tools.
yes, yes. Herschel, if you wouldn't mind, if you could provide me with a brazier, I could summon Shursa back.
Are you fine with brass plated, or does it have to be solid brass?
The magic doesn't care.
As long it's intent. It's all about intent
All
with
about
magic.
intent,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And he'll whip up a brass plated brazier. With his nice little whatchamacall? Tinker's tools.
Yep.
And then I will spend
Little splash of alchemist potion on it, little splash of something else, get some plating action going on. There's a lot of bubbling for some reason, and then it comes out nice and shiny.
I will spend an hour and 10 minutes casting Find Familiar.
Vitor
You
will
do
watch
so.
you unless you chase him away.
No. He it's basically just he spreads the incense around the inside of the bowl, gets some charcoal, draws runes on the inside of the brazier, sprinkles some herbs in there, and then basically spends an hour and 10 minutes waving his hands over it in a variety of runic gestures while repeating a chant of Temihi notasunt tinitur ad me donek ambo transiet. Just over and over again until after an hour and 10 minutes the everything inside the bowl erupts into a purple and green fire, and now in the very clean bowl is a very fat owl.
Oh, same result as last time. But
Yes.
and he will leave. Sort of pat you consolingly on the shoulder and will leave.
That was the intention.
Was the brazier too big? Does it need to be smaller next time? Is that how this works? I can make
No.
it smaller.
No, my familiar appears in a form of my choosing.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, just practice, of course, makes perfect.
There's nothing wrong with Shursa.
No, of course not.
I could have had her come back as a crab if you would have liked an ornament.
Kind of.
Of course we could have.
I would very much like to see a crab.
Next time I need to resummon Shursa, I will make her a crab.
And they don't care about being a crab or a bird?
I mean, they have preferred forms. But no, they don't particularly care.
Huh. Neat.
And this time, I'm certain you will get to owl.
This is an owl.
Yes, it is. Again, very good, very good.
You haven't seen very many owls, have you, Dr. Vida?
No. I'm certain. Yes, of course.
This is a particular species native to my planet.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I get the feeling you don't believe me?
No, it's very good.
Look,
You
I will
two
pull out
finished sniping at
pull
one
out-
another.
I will pull out my journal and flip to a sketch of a variety of this kind of owl in its natural habitat. It's like,
Oh, very
Oh.
good. It looks just like your drawing. Oh, that's wonderful.
If you two
Oh, such
are
an asshole.
done,
Few moments later,
Max
fucking
returns with the map.
like a few seconds later, Sharal walks by and just kind of like scratches the Shursa around the ear. It's a good owl, she says, and walks past.
I know. Didn't he do a wonderful job?
Shursa lands on top of Vitor.
Yeah, this is going to be the mayonnaise all over again, yeah?
There is shortly owl droppings on Vitor's helmet.
Oh, what? So
hard
it came
pellets
back
just
with
dink
the
against
droppings? You summoned the owl and the droppings. Preloaded?
I mean, Shursa controls her own bodily functions, so...
It is at this point that Mark 7 rejoins the group with the map. I see we have used our time.
Yes.
Oh, yes, and
Yes, the
Herschel
audience was just
squishes
leaving.
the Herschel squishes the brazier up like a crumpled piece of paper and puts it back in a bag. The trick was it was all brass plating.
It was just brass plating on brass plating. There was nothing plating underneath it.
It's all about intent.
So it wasn't
Anyway.
brass brazier. It was just a hollow brass brazier.
It was a brass brazier made out of. It was a. Words are hard. I was trying to say something about it being made of paper brass. Don't know where that came from.
He brassed the
It's a
paper.
brass brazier only on paper. Anyway, this map?
Speaking of
Yes.
Corda has given us locations of Imperial outposts and other places we might be able to rest for an evening.
paper. Good.
Oh,
This is
nifty.
very useful.
Yeah.
How far does
Very.
it look? Do we already know how far the capital is from here?
With your fancy tank, probably another 3 days.
Okay.
So close. Wow.
And
This thing moves fast.
How
and doesn't
far-
have to
Mm.
stop that often.
how far away is the outpost that we mentioned that was on the way?
Few hours.
Oh, so
With the tank.
they're within the day. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Can we locate sort of reasonable stopping points for the 2 or 3 nights, depending on how we're dividing up the days?
Yeah, you can probably find like there's a couple of shrines that are marked as like friendly locations that you might be able to stop at and rest for the evening out of sight.
Good. Okay. Great.
Shall we make our way? It's time to get
Yes.
loaded up, I think.
Well,
Indeed. Let us get underway.
we have all the things we need. Let's go. I will raise my
Cardon
arm.
gets up from his meditation that he's been in this whole time.
Newly attuned to all of his shiny toys.
Exactly.
Come, Cardon, we're going to strike a research facility that was genetically manipulating ogres and releasing them into the wild nearby.
Sounds fun.
I thought you might say that.
If we can secure as a reminder, if we can secure additional Imperial technology to redistribute, it may aid future rebellion in our absence.
So be careful what I hit.
Precisely.
Hit the people, not the machines. Unless the machine is
Hit-
trying to raise more people, in which case hit the machine.
Yes. Hitting the machines is a conditional. Hitting the people is all the time.
Punch all the Nazis. Sometimes punch the Nazi computers.
Punch the Nazi computer that's blaring.
Yes.
Yep.
Punch the loud Nazi computer.
Hit the meat, not the metal.
Oh, that's a good mnemonic. Mnemonic? Not mnemonic. I'm having a stroke.
Mnemonic.
Thank you.
You pronounce the double M's
Mnemonic,
like an
yeah.
N. Yes, it's weird.
Mnemonic.
Meta-Knight. Okay.
Anemone. Anemone.
Whew.
Oh, you're back.
Yes.
Welcome.
Shorts is back. Shorts lands on my shoulder. Doctor, you have something on your helmet.
There is a button pushed, and the outside of the helmet self cleans.
That's just like an arm with a squeegee come out. And just...
Yeah.
Yeah, it just heats up and burns off, and then the ash
Oh.
goes through it.
Not quite Saturday morning cartoons, what you're saying.
No.
Go gadget helmet cleaning arm.
What about Dr. Vader is a Saturday morning cartoon?
His accent, his
The
mannerisms.
core concept. The fact that he's Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget.
Without the voice.
I'll
Well-
get you, Durock!
I will hop in the driver's seat.
Yes, let's go.
I will hop in the turret.
Let us away. Cardon, how's your
Hanging out in the
how
back.
are the gauntlets fitting? Do they fit well?
Perfectly.
Good. How's the staff? Have you hit anything with it yet?
Ooh.
What's your AC?
16.
So 17.
Cast
He's not
shield.
doing any damage. He just pops you. He just pops you in the side and goes, "I have now."
Ow. I'm very fragile, Cardon.
I forget sometimes.
That's why I have to eat so many eggs.
I was wondering where that entire damn basket went this morning.
I eat the protein.
Where?
Well, I mean, Dr. Vita thinks I have a tapeworm, but it goes where it's needed, which is principally into my magical casting abilities.
It's a weird name for a tapeworm.
Yeah.
Weirdly, Shorsa keeps getting bigger. I don't know why.
Yeah, where do the eggs go? Into your magic?
Have you
Yeah.
considered reducing your overall diet?
Yes, but then I get shaky.
Intake, specifically.
But then I get shaky.
I was just reading this book about cholesterol. Does that ring a bell?
No, I have a fairly healthy balance. You know, five dozen eggs and then a few watermelons.
Ah, yes, the eggs of fruit.
Also, some avocado toast.
Uh-huh.
Mark, please hit the gas so that the engine noise will drown this out.
The half track speeds up. We've been driving.
It's why,
Yeah.
it's why I can't afford a
Well,
house.
This is why you hedge wizards can never afford a home.
Exactly, yes. It's why I can't afford a house. I spend too much money on avocado toast.
This is why you Millennium Falcons.
Durak, millennial
What does
wizard.
that say about me owning a ship?
And obviously, you don't spend all your money on avocado toast, do you?
Okay.
Ah, yes. No, you can't eat toast. This is clear.
Well,
Well,
that's
can't
been
or
proven.
won't?
Moving on for the day.
Also, you're very clearly of an older generation, Mach 7.
Mm. What's this stamp on the back of your... Is that an X? Weird.
No, it says boomer. I don't know.
Oh.
It must be some sort of manufacturing.
Yeah.
Let me check something in Mark 7's bio. Just to completely anti-aircraft the bit.
You sounded kind of worried when you said that. I don't know.
No, I knew I had something. I just wasn't entirely certain.
You
Are
cannot
you
blame
famil-
me.
Are you familiar with the precursor alphabet, Dirac?
Am I?
I mean, vaguely, probably.
I've come
Even
across
It's
it.
a precursor language.
I'm not fluent in the language, but I've come across it and can read it when I need to.
Well, the inscription on the back of my expanded faceplate simply reads Mark 7. It is how I got my name.
So does that would imply then that there are 6 others?
It is
6
possible.
classes.
It is also... Both are possible. I may also be a 7th iteration. I do not know.
Have you ever met any others like yourself?
I have not.
Would you care to? Or are you content?
It would. It would be It would be fascinating to study. If
What's the...
words? I'm sorry. That got away from me.
Like the 5 dozen eggs I ate earlier.
Yeah, we're not
Understand
making any
completely.
stops. And the windows are down, let me tell you that. Mark 7, what's the earliest thing you can remember?
And the number 13.
No, that's a joke from me. A laboratory full of diminutive organics. I later learned they were gnomes.
Bright light and a bright light and a
Creating
car
you,
horn.
Is it creating you, repairing you?
It soon became clear that I had been restored to functionality.
Ah,
Hmm.
Where was this laboratory?
William, would I know about that gnomes have a particular fascination with precursor technology?
Yes, that's well known.
That would make sense. The gnomish individuals of the galaxy have a particular fascination with precursor technology.
Yes, I am quite familiar with their predispositions.
Was this just an academic laboratory? Was it a corporation?
I have reason to believe it was archaeological in nature.
Yeah, indeed.
Probably
Is
worked for a
this-
museum
this
of some kind.
Yeah, this is something that you are comfortable.
You belong in a
discussing.
museum.
That's the reference I was making.
This is something that you are comfortable discussing. Is it a group that you have remained in contact, or?
Well, we did not end our relationship on bad terms, if that is what you are asking.
It's odd to
But
have.
I had little place in a museum being active and functional.
Hmm. Yes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we could not determine my purpose among the precursors. So I sought a new goal.
Purpose was to be a pirate.
But I'm just curious if perhaps this group has continued to work and maybe has found something new that might be able to bring further light to the situation. You had mentioned precursor. Is there a at Everflame? Is there a precursor group?
There's a precursor studies room of basically every college in the galaxy.
Okay.
That said, none of them are quite as well funded or as large as those in gnomish space.
Huh.
And
Do
I'm
I happen
prepared
to
to bet.
know anybody?
Sorry, what was that, Craig?
I said, do I happen to know anybody? Because from what I understand with precursors, precursor science, it's not always so much what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah. That make you feel good?
I did actually.
All right. Good.
Well, were you prepared to bet? Ender?
William's hiss of anguish. That's right in my vein.
I would be prepared to bet that the vast majority of the precursor wings of a college are based primarily in speculation and less in active findings.
Oh, it's a
Generally.
bit like Egyptology, huh? Everyone's got a theory, but only the people in Egypt get to go play in the sand.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, that reminds me.
The gnomes sort of had the market cornered on actual functioning precursor tech.
I wonder.
It's why they have such a technological edge.
But I mean, Shaggy Dog style setups aside, is there? Do I know anyone who might be able to provide some information?
Theoretically, although there's that sort of Occam's razor answer in the back of your head of if anyone was going to be able to provide that kind of info, it would have been among the gnomes. So if they don't have it, probably doesn't exist, at least not
Okay.
yet.
There's if we ever go to my home, the people of Vauclin or the Underspires might have more information for you, if you desired it.
What makes you say that?
Oh well, the Technarchy of Vauclin were the first people of my planet to fashion spaceflight, they're particularly technologically advanced, and the underspires are built into buried precursor ruins. So,
Has Drac mentioned his planet's name before?
nope.
Can I see what I know about it?
You can roll me history. Good luck.
Eight. Probably not.
No clue.
There's not a university on it.
Well, there are
At
many.
least not that you're familiar with.
There are many universities on it. But yes, that's a obviously that's a far in the future endeavor potentially.
Perhaps I shall consider this opportunity if it comes up.
All right. A few hours later, I'm assuming you're heading for this hidden facility that you were intending to look into.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That was my aim, at least.
So a few hours later,
Surviving, sir.
yeah. A few hours later, you do come across this facility, which, as the map notes to you, is hidden in the hills at the foot of the mountain range. And you can sort of make out the faint shape of one particular hill that has been hollowed out on the interior, and you can just barely make out the door as you approach.
We gonna park the truck back, or what are we doing?
If it's a
If we
secret,
do that, then we won't be able to run over everyone, which seems to be our.
Oh wait, no, they don't know this is not their truck.
Well,
we
no,
can just drive up.
no, this is a secret facility. Likely, they wouldn't they wouldn't have any vehicles coming in unless they radioed ahead. So,
Hmm.
I would also say, especially if they would not be expecting us, probably approaching without a tank would be better, because they might send out a signal to say, why is this tank here? And if that were to make it out, then other groups would again be on the lookout for this particular vehicle.
yes.
And you could also, Corda did mention as well that this facility, as far as most people are, as far like in her opinion, the facility is mostly kept secret by its location and its hidden nature.
Yes.
You don't see any guards or any sensors on the outside, and she imagines that there is probably too heavy a complement of guards, so they might be more elite soldiers than most.
Yeah, so we should approach on foot. I believe that would be the likeliest way to
Makes
get
sense.
in
Makes sense.
without setting
I
off,
am inclined to agree.
without setting off any external defenses.
That or I could stick my head out the turret again. That worked last time.
Yeah.
Last time we were trying to make a friend rather than eliminate an enemy.
Do we want to pretend to be soldiers? We still have those uniforms.
I don't think that will work this time. Again, secret base, so they would know everyone coming in and out.
Hmm. Okay. Then shock and awe through the front door, shall we?
Well,
Perhaps we can find a separate way in.
yes, that would be my suggestion.
Ooh.
Secret bases, well known for their alternate entrances and exits.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there plants around here?
Yes.
I'd like to talk to a plant or two.
All right. Do you have a spell for this, or are you just going to use your tongue of beast and leaf?
I'm going to bark speech it up, as they say.
Yes. So your bark speech.
So you're tonguing the beast and leaf.
You want to take that one again, John?
No.
No, he doesn't. He wants to say it
no.
again louder. Yeah, I'll find a sufficiently large-ish tree vaguely near the entrance, but not too close.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going? How's the sun?
Barely there, as usual.
I get you. It's deep in these foothills, huh?
Mm.
Quick question. Is there a lot of people around here?
Not many.
Do they tend to stay put then? They don't really come and go as they please?
There's a house of metal in the hill. Few enter, few leave. Sometimes with large things.
What kind of large things? They smell bad? Feel bad, these large things?
Unnatural pain in my roots.
They always go the same way?
Only one way in, only one way out.
Okay. How you doing? What do you need? Need anything special?
Could use some rain.
I'll see what I can do. And I say
What did
goodbye.
that look like to the
Head
rest
back
of us?
to the group.
It looked like Herschel groaning at a tree.
So say, have you seen the Entmoot in Lord of the Rings?
This could
Just
take
a lot of
kind of-
swaying and rustling
This
and
could take a while.
creaking and groaning.
Saying hello
Anything
to-
worth saying in bark speech is worth tonguing slowly.
Yeah, want to take that one again?
No, I want to say it louder.
Thanks, everyone. It's been fun being apart, but I'm away now.
It takes days just to say hello.
Brr, hobbits. Yeah, so I'll come back to the rest of the group. It seems like, according to my friend there, that there's only the one way in and out, but there is large. What did he say? Bad to his roots. These creatures were. I think it'll be more of the same as we encountered under the mountain earlier. In that
You get the sense that it meant pain in my roots in the same way that an ambulatory person
yeah.
might say pain in my ass.
Yeah.
Well,
is this is the fact that barkfolk can speak to plants? Is that something that's relatively common knowledge? Or
Yes, the fact that they are plants and thus can speak to plants is pretty well known.
Okay. I just always like to ask because I want to know if there's something my character would be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
You know what? I should take the Gothic races notes and like update the bark folk to have that like your creature type is both humanoid and plant thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well then, shall we approach the doors and see what we can see, and see if there's any way to trick them into opening them, or if we're going to have to pry them open with our bare hands?
Oh, we won't have to do any prying, but yes, we should.
Keep your weapons about you just in case.
I wiggle my fingers. Weapons ready.
Perception on the door. See if we can't see a way to open it, or without like setting off anything, creaking
Sure, go
hinges, that
ahead.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
Let's look at the door.
Someone
Check the door.
Hiya. How's that? Nice gentleman's 10.
Why not?
So, okay. There's a door. Mark 7 and Cardon.
I see the
You
door.
guys notice, not only is there a door, there's also a comm unit next to the door for communication in and out, and there's also a camera above the door.
Huh.
We're not close to this, are we?
No.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Kind of look over at Mark 7. So we sneak.
Contact.
If
Hold a
I
moment. Comm unit. There is a communications panel beside the door and a camera above it.
Oh. I have an idea.
So do I. What's yours?
Well, I can see if they are the level of randomly cruelly evil that I believe them to be, they might come out to kill a bird sitting on their comm unit.
It's genius.
At which point they've opened the door for us. And we can run them over with the tank.
No.
The door is not wide enough for the tank.
It will be.
Wait. The tank
No, it
has.
won't.
You're not thinking. The tank has a gun.
You're right.
They open the door.
We
Shoot
them.
the gun.
I mean, and also they might, even if it is a research facility, even if they are not outwardly as cruel as you expect, they might be excited by this utterly new and undiscovered species.
It's an owl, Dr. Vita.
Yes, of course it is.
We have owls here.
Do you have any
I
luck with,
mean,
like, Cersei?
Yeah. We have owls here.
About how far away from the camera?
You're not certain how a reflective, faceless helmet can look smug, but it does.
You're pretty.
Cody, I interrupted you.
You're
No,
pretty
it's fine.
certain that the camera has about a 40-foot cone of vision in front of it, and you are about 80 feet out.
Okay.
Does the camera swivel, or is it?
No,
fixed?
it's fixed at like looking at whoever is at the door in the immediate area in front of it. Because the door. So to give you an idea, there's a recess in the hill where the door is pushed inside of it. Like the hill is this sort of like dome surface in the ground, and there's this like man-sized carve out of the hill that recesses in a few feet, and then there's that like very sterile white paneling with
Question.
the door and the
This
and the
hole that was
communications.
made for me.
Question. Can we get above the door?
Climb up onto the hill a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, if you climb the hill from the other side, you can get above the door. Yeah.
So here's my
circling around.
Here's a thought. We move the vehicle further back so it can't be seen from the door.
Sure.
If it isn't already hidden well enough. We go around to above the door where the camera can't see. I send Cersei down to draw out a guard, potentially. Once the door is open, I can use a spell that will cause a rock on the ground to launch towards the camera, breaking it so that they can't see us, drop down and murder the fuck out of whoever comes out that door.
That's along the lines of my idea. I was just going to suggest we break the camera and when they come to investigate it.
That is much simpler, yes.
I think having what obscures it be something natural looking. Either what breaks it or obscures it should be something natural looking.
I think
we want him to come to handle, prepare to handle a minor nuisance, not a potential attack. Yeah.
the owl
Obscuring
is.
makes-
Go ahead.
You go.
The owl is uniquely suited to obscure this camera, I think.
It is. I am inclined to agree because destroying the camera may cause them to believe they are under attack.
Yeah.
If we
Like-
can completely prevent the camera from
I
catching us as we enter, we may be able to arrive undetected.
believe Cersei can disable the camera while giving us plausible deniability, as it were.
Excellent. Let's get up on the hill then.
Yeah, we had. I will say at Everflame we had a planar super collider, and there were a local rodent species that simply would not stop crawling inside it. It was very vexing. I'm certain they have similar sorts of interference with their own equipment all the time.
How large were these creatures?
He will stick his arm straight out and gesture from his fingertip to about halfway up the forearm. Halfway up the upper arm.
And you said these were rodents?
I don't believe
yes.
they exist.
They seem to be some
Interesting.
rodents of unusual size.
I was going
know.
to say a large hamster collider.
No, more along the sort of weasels, yeah.
Let's move, shall we? Let's move. Let's
I'm
go.
on the hill.
That's a joke for me. I'm sorry.
It was a joke for me too.
We we get up onto the hill.
So you climb the hill
So,
around the blind side of this camera.
So, I whisper a few things to my owl. Sharcy flies down in such a way that it looks like she's coming from up the road. Lands on the ground in plain view of the camera. Looks around. Flutters up onto the comms unit. Pecks at it a few times, hitting a few buttons.
Brilliant.
Then flies up to the camera and lands on it. And shits on the lens. And it's basically just sort of sitting on the camera in such a way that between the bird shit and the feathers, you can't see a damn thing.
All right.
And then we wait.
Well, a few moments later, you do in fact hear the door open as someone steps out of the door.
Have we moved into position over it or no?
Oh yeah, I'm on top of the
we're
hill.
up there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I gestured to Cardon.
They step out and immediately drop behind. Oh, I listen to see if there's anybody behind them before I drop.
It seems like it's just the one person has come down.
Then yeah, I drop behind them. Quietly.
How does a
Roll
Cardon
me
drop
a s-
quietly?
He's a monk. That's how. Roll me a stealth check.
Ooh, 10.
Turns out
Hang on.
it wasn't that quiet.
Yeah.
I see that this is about to go badly. I grab the air and twist, and Cardon floats back up as time reverses. Roll again.
Right before he hits the ground.
Yeah, right before he hits the ground.
So I roll that again.
Yep.
Yeah.
25.
It worked
There
this
you go.
time!
You have to do the superhero landing. Everyone knows that.
But it's really hard on the knees.
And yes, you
yes,
all
but it's so
do.
quiet.
You all do see me very quickly reach out, spin the air, and Cardon reverse time for a second before landing quietly.
Yeah, when he gets back up to the top, he just kind of like looks at you and goes, "What?" And then drops back down. And then just tap on the left shoulder, and then just a right hook right across the back of the head.
Use
Not
the
even
staff.
waiting for them to start turning. Well, yeah,
Right hook with the staff.
yes.
Make me an attack roll with advantage. You got him surprised.
All right. Advantage. Swing. Natural 20.
That's the
Ooh,
best weapon to natural 20 on.
tasty.
And yeah, why not? This is gonna be a hands of harm. Wait, I actually have to check to see if that has to be unarmed strike.
It's a staff. I think that counts as a monk weapon, right? Can you do
Yeah,
hands
but
of
it
harm
has
with
to
a
be
monk weapon?
unarmed strike.
Can't,
Oh,
For
that's a
hands of
shame.
harm, yeah.
can't
Yeah.
see shit, Captain.
That would be 19, 21 points of damage. Holy shit! Rolled 1 on both of the poison die.
Yeah, that's bad.
On a D6. Oh, rough. But you got max on the other stuff.
Yeah. 22 points of bludgeoning damage. Second attack. Bottom half.
Well, 20
of the
points of
staff.
blood.
Or
No.
19 points of bludgeoning damage, 2 points of poison.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 19, 21. Okay. Yeah. Second attack.
I'm still with
Is
advantage.
this also an advantage?
Yeah.
Okay. 21
That hits him.
for 9 points of bludgeoning and 4 points of poison.
Do you want him dead or unconscious?
Unconscious.
He's unconscious.
All right.
As
Tap,
you
tap.
whack whack with the staff, and this again, you recognize the dark crimson and black armor of the more elite troopers of this empire, as he is rendered unconscious.
I take a bit of cloth from one of my pouches, and I just tie his hands behind his back and flip him over.
Come sliding down the hill after Cardon.
It was well done, Cardon.
Really
Thank
good.
you.
Minimize our noise.
That was the
Really
intent.
good.
I check his pockets for any key codes or key cards or anything that might be important.
There's a key to the front door. Yeah.
All right, I take that off. He's not getting back in.
God damn it! Lost my key card.
No, I love the mental image of Cardon like, haha, you won't use this, and just like throwing it into the woods while all the rest of us are like, wait.
William, are we supposed to be able to see anything?
You should still be on the galaxy map.
It is black.
We are not on the galaxy map.
We're in an empty part of the galaxy.
Why does it?
Dark space.
Why does dynamic lighting fuck with everything? Hang on.
Dynamic lighting.
I turned dynamic lighting on a different page, and then this page gets fucked up. Hang on. Can you see everything again?
Now we can.
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to. I mean, the stars should be providing a light source.
Yeah,
Really. You'd think, right?
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah, like even in dark space between stars.
Well, it's just dark because the light is passing through, not that the light isn't there.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing for it to reflect off of. Anyways.
Anyway, so I'm going to put you on this map now.
Hey, there we are. Oh, it is high tech.
Are we there?
My Roll20 just crashed.
I can't
Oh,
see
there it
shit.
goes.
I can see it.
I also can't see
You
shit.
have dark vision.
Oh,
I don't
your
have dark
tokens
vision.
don't have vision for some reason. One sec.
Hey!
There we go.
Oh god, flashbacks to StarCraft.
I can see things, but I can't. There's my token.
Are we gonna have to steal? Are we gonna have to steal Goliaths?
There we are.
Wow.
Where's Jim
Dynamic
Rader?
lighting is cool.
Anyway, I'm going to be right back real quick. Vamp for me and figure out your conversations and battle plans real quick.
All right,
Right.
so let's enter into here. Leave him unconscious outside. Cersei sit on his head. Cersei sit on his head.
You'll kill him. Hold.
She's not that heavy. She's fairly light actually.
You're lucky I can cantrip spare the dying.
He's in no danger of dying unless a random wild animal walks through here while we're down in there, which would be entirely unfortunate.
Here,
Apparently hilarious.
drag him over
Yeah.
to the comm unit and just lean him against it. There,
Drag
just-
him over to my tree friend. Put him in a root prison.
I don't know if your tree friend can do that.
Well, by root prison I mean kill him at the roots of the tree, but sure.
No, we spared his life. Let him live the rest of his life unconscious over here in the corner.
Well, yes, precisely the rest.
All right, so
Okay, let's see.
I think we should go left first, just as a general rule.
our left or the facilities left?
Stage left.
So right.
Yes.
Stage left. Stage left is the opposite of performers left, and if we're the performers, then that would be all right. They're left.
Well, it really depends on which way the stage is, don't you think?
Oh my fuck.
Yeah, to my left. I guess that is stage left, huh? Because there's stairs there, and I want to go
Well,
off this level
that
as soon
way
as we
would be-
can.
So stage left will be this way, which will be right.
And I'm back.
Yes. West.
Well, there are stairs leading in both directions.
Because we're theoretically facing the way we came. We're facing this way because we came in from here. So to
Yes.
our
Yeah.
right.
I'm
Should
gonna
go
look
this way.
around. Are there cameras inside the secret facility where only people that are allowed to be?
No, the inside has not much in the way of surveillance.
Is the inside just dark, or is there like?
There's ceiling lights. Like there's like your standard like fluorescent lights.
tubes?
Yeah.
So rule of thumb: pick a direction, stick to it. So we should go right.
Right.
All right then.
Yeah.
Very well.
Let's head this way.
So that
Move quietly.
Is it just me, or is it off snap for anyone else? Like I'm
What?
clipping
Might
in
just
this
be you.
wall.
Yeah, no, that wall is slightly smaller than the
Okay.
square.
Okay.
Should we be making stealth checks?
Yes.
Probably yes.
Well,
And for
know.
the sake of it, I'm going to ask you to roll initiative after you make your stealth checks, just so that we can keep track of how this is going.
So with a 6,
hold on, I did well on stealth. Hang on.
With a 6, I feel like Durak was slightly mumbling that sound that I was just doing. Just going.
The Kronk method.
Yes, he has his own theme song.
All right. Well, my bi-weekly reminder that I've got a +7 to my initiative.
So
Got rolled a 12.
Oh, don't do that.
I got a 5 on my stealth.
Hey, Dr. Veter is also humming his own theme music.
Hi, it's me, the giant plodding tree inside of a high-tech facility. Why, yes, I am 7 foot something tall and weigh a couple hundreds of pounds. Oh, stealth? Oh, yeah. I do that in spades. I'm just a bush.
What are we? What's going on? Intruders in the hallway. You're talking about that bush? No, the bush is fine. I'm talking about the person humming to himself.
That bush has always been there.
That bush is
That's
always
right, I
been
have.
there.
We got that bush in like last week. Didn't you read the memo?
And
It's
I'm
supposed
the
to improve morale.
I'm the random rock garden that's 5 feet down. From
The Zen garden and
Very
the bush.
zen.
The Zen garden and the bush have always been there. I'm talking about that human humming to himself.
Zen Garden in the Bush is my Simon and Garfunkel cover band.
Very good. Very good.
Zen garden and the bush is my Sex Pistols cover band.
Ooh.
All right, Mark 7, go.
Okay.
There's a joke in there
let's
about
see.
Yoko Ono.
5, 10, 15, 20. If I pack my post up on this corner, can I see anything interesting?
Yes, now I can.
I see
Now I
something
can. Now that you
interesting.
got a clear view into that, I can put everything on the token there. Oh, not you guy. Not that guy. That guy stays there.
We've entered Mako reactor number 1.
Ba, ba, da, ba.
So yeah, from that corner that you are well hidden behind because your group stealth check was overall passing. You can spy what appears to be. They're not on the map, but there are several scientists who are working on this machine in the middle, which appears to be some form of tubes, like that are from what you can tell, they're mostly opaque, but you can sort of vaguely make out the shape of some creatures that are inside these tubes that appear to be growing in the interior, and a handful of scientists are working on them.
We're at the Nibelheim reactor. Pardon me.
In that case,
And then you can also see several guards.
including a hybrid trooper. In that case, I will basically just like post up on that corner, doing my best to look around it. But I don't think I have a means of silently communicating with anyone. So
I mean, we can see you.
Oh yeah. So I will stow one of my weapons because I have a pistol and sword out, and with that free hand, gesture for everyone to get behind me.
Sure.
Okay.
And that's me done.
I can't see that gesture because you're around the corner from me.
Well, you can see people who would follow that lead, so.
Hopefully, yeah.
Cardon.
I think Cardon can.
Yeah. He will sidle up next to you. over here across the way. Can I see that now, or?
Yeah, once you're able to get like behind Mark 7.
Okay. All right. I'll look over at Mark 7. What's the plan? You first, or me, or finger guns over there? Indicating Duroc.
Assume.
Let us hold and see if they respond to the absence of their guard.
All right. I will hold an action. Actually, I'm going to get farther into here.
I know. Sorry, I know you said absence of their guard, but your accent made me hear it as the absence of their god.
Yes, yes,
Like,
very much so.
They react to the absence of their god. And I'm like,
Where is their god now?
We're waiting for them to have an existential crisis before we move in.
Oh no, their god stepped out to have a smoke. He'll be back.
He went out for
I'm gonna
cigarettes
pull.
5 years ago.
I'm gonna pull out a dart from my belt, which in his hands it's a small dart, seeing as how he is 7'8" and 500 pounds. But to you guys, it looks like a railroad spike.
It's just a running theme with your characters of throwing railroad spikes at people.
Yeah, one can do it physically, one can do it with magic.
Oh,
You need to get yourself a Vlad.
But I'm gonna ready an action. If
Vlad
we
knows
get
where to go.
spotted, I'm gonna throw a dart at this poor son of a bitch right here, or whoever's closest.
All right, Dr. Vita.
I will, I think, draw my pistol, and I will step up. Let's see, to here. Yeah. And we'll ready a shot around the corner if anyone comes into it.
All right, Herschel.
I'm going to pull out a potion and drink my potion of swiftness, which gives me plus 10 movement speed, and maneuver my way to here.
Okay.
Herschel went the opposite direction.
See ya. What, y'all never heard of flanking?
No, we have. We don't know what else is over there.
Anything else in your turn?
No, that's it.
All right. So, from inside the room, you sort of hear, "It's been a few minutes since Marcus went to go check the door. Anyone else heard from him? No? I should probably go check on him. See if he fell asleep again."
They sent the narcoleptic out to check the door, I see.
I mean, they had to get him moving somehow.
Yeah, really.
That guy, Marcus, he can sleep anywhere. I swear.
1, 2,
Which direction
3,
does he go? is the
4, 5. Oh,
Hey,
look.
what up? It's your boy.
Oh, he found Herschel.
question. I can see
Flanking.
Flanking.
Dr. Veter, I believe you have a held action.
Yeah, has he clearly spotted Herschel?
Well, he turns around the corner and is staring Herschel in the face.
Herschel is pretending to be a bush.
All right, gonna shoot twice, please.
Go for it.
What's the range on
Herschel
your
just
pistol?
looks at.
A 9, probably not gonna do it, and a 10, also.
You have
probably not gonna do
advantage,
it.
so you get to take your second shot.
Well,
Oh, okay.
but it's beyond his normal range, so the shot was a disadvantage in the first place. So
Oh yeah, that's fair.
It would have been a flat roll. A
Is
pair
it?
of flat
Oh
rolls.
yeah, you're right. It's outside the range of the thing. So yeah, so 2 misses, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Bam, bam.
Now it's a surprise round because they were not expecting that. So none of the rest of them are gonna go, but it's Durak's turn.
They definitely know we're here, though. So
Does my held action go off?
Yes, you've definitely been spotted.
Okay. So just 1 dart to this poor son of a bitch right here.
So while you're throwing,
Jesus!
fuck.
Oh, that's a crit.
I have 1 number on my die.
This guy
Gonna
takes a
angrum this guy
railroad-
right through the eyes.
as this guy takes a railroad spike to the back of the neck. Fortunately, his armor holds, but damn.
So
Poor guy.
Ah, that's not supposed to be there.
I reach. I open my book and I hold my hand over it as pages rapidly flip on their own into a certain page, and I call out "Toleferum Rex ad Eum" as a Vanta black sword hilt just appears from the middle of the pages. I grab it and draw. As I draw this short blade made of shadow out of my book. Click the book closed as I cast Shadow Blade with a bonus action. And then I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I am going to fling this magic sword over Herschel's shoulder at the soldier in front of him.
All right.
Because it is a finesse weapon with the thrown property. I cast it at 3rd level, by the way.
Okay.
So it gets an increase. It gets an increase in damage by 1d8. Are we in dim light or darkness here?
No, like I said, there's just universal lighting here.
Okay,
You are in a science facility, sir.
but I do have advantage. For
Dim light
surprise.
helps nobody. Yes, you do still have a surprise advantage.
So 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Hang on, I need to roll an extra d8. So that's 16, 17, 18 psychic damage.
Okay. Does the Shadow Blade do something special when you throw it?
It comes back to my hand.
Hey.
It dissipates at the end of your turn, and you use bonus action to bring it back
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
hand.
So. And
So it flies out, stabs into him, and disappears.
Yep. They're still surprised. Mark 7.
Hi. Let's see. I have a question. The Silverlance Pistol, would my close quarters mastery feature apply to it?
What does the close quarters mastery feature read?
Being within 5 feet of a hostile creature doesn't impose disadvantage on my ranged attacks. While wielding a light melee weapon and a hand crossbow, mini pistol, or pistol, when I make an attack with one of these weapons and miss, I gain advantage on my next attack in the same turn with the other weapon. Basically, can I use it for 2-weapon fighting?
It is a heavy revolver, so while it is one-handed, no, but if you had the dual wielder feat, I would say yes.
I do not have that. Alright, but I know what to take later. Oh, you know what? I am very keen on trying this gun out.
Yeah.
So,
It's not a light pistol, so.
yeah, that's true. It also doesn't have the light property. I just realized. You know what? Sure, we're gonna try out this
It
gun.
is, however, Johnny
We don't-
Silverhand's gun, so.
I am not keen on Cyberpunk.
I know, it's just Johnny Silverhand has a really big fuck off gun. it's a
So I'm
handgun.
gonna. I don't have I only have a clear line on this gentleman right here, don't I? The one that got beamed in the head.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna move up to here, and if I poke around the corner, can I see anybody?
Oh, yes. You can
Okay.
lean yourself around the corner if you want. Just, like, put yourself over and back.
Yeah, I'll just pack myself there so I can actually see the tokens on my end.
I mean, you can also like just sit right there because you can lean that way,
Oh,
even if you
yeah.
can't move that far. Like,
Oh no, I absolutely can. So I'm going to start with a shot at this gentleman here. 23
yes,
for 9 force damage.
that was minimum damage.
Uh-huh.
Your minimum damage is more than the most your dice can roll flat.
Huh.
Yep. I have dexterity 20. What more do you want from me?
Ooh, 1 plus
Nine.
5, plus 2 for the bracers, plus 1.
And you know what? Sure, I'll shoot him again. 18.
That will also hit.
13 force damage.
Yep.
I can't two-weapon fighting because that's not a light weapon. Oh, and again, 2 focus. So I have those now.
Oh, you would have had advantage on both those shots, by the way, because like
Oh,
the
alright.
the being able to 2-weapon fight and like extra blang stuff wouldn't work with it, but the not getting disadvantage for being in melee would.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Okay, so fire 2, I guess.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
like just roll to see if either of those would crit.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Nah. Okay.
All right. And then I will scooch back around the corner. Do I have anything else I can do with a bonus action right now? No, I'll save my focus. That's it for me.
All right. Card on.
Hooray! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello,
This
friends.
is very exciting for the people watching who can't see fuck.
Yeah, I run forward and into the doorway that Mark 7 just poked his head around and started blasting away.
Just started blasting.
Yeah.
So anyway,
And let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna
No.
pop this guy right here with the staff, just one-handed.
I'm not moving my token over there, but I'm hovering
not
over there so
going
that
to.
people can see it.
Oh, I forgot to put Lyra on the map. I'll say she's back in the tank, keeping it running.
listening to tunes.
Next hit. I'm assuming that one didn't hit. Next one is
Actually,
gonna
I'll put her on because you might need healing.
hit that guy.
She can be over here with me and Herschel.
Yeah, she'll be back there.
Yeah.
23.
The 23 does hit.
The railroad spike.
Yeah, the 23 does hit.
For 10 points of damage.
Yep.
10 points
Ow.
of bludgeoning damage. And yeah. Key point for flurry of blows.
There's nothing stopping you from using your headbutt for all of your unarmed attacks, by the way.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be doing that right now. I just needed to change the modifier for what I'm using. So I'm going to headbutt this guy, the one that I just punched. Maybe 13.
It's Elite Trooper. That
one right
will miss.
Okay.
Actually, no, you have advantage. He's surprised still.
Okay. 13.
Still miss.
Huh.
All right.
Although roll again for that spider staff because that might have hit.
Okay. 16.
That hits.
Okay.
Hey.
So that would be 7 points of bludgeoning, 4 points of poison.
All right.
And then this gentle person right here with the shield is going to be getting a headbutt.
11 with advantage. With 18, you hit.
All right. This one's going to be ahead of harm.
I mean, it already is, but you know.
Yep. 8 points of bludgeoning, 9 points of necrotic.
He is out. Are you trying to kill him?
The one with the shield?
Yeah.
No, I'm just knocking him out.
All right, he is unconscious.
You headbutt him through the
Alright.
shield, and he just collapses behind it.
Yeah, yeah. I headbutt. He holds it up in front of him, and I headbutt anyways. And the force of that, his shield hitting him, knocks him out.
You hit the shield, and a domino effect takes place, and he hits himself in the head.
And now
That
he's on
is
the
me,
ground,
though.
covered by his shield.
I have to step away. I will be back. If anybody tries to take a swing at Mark 7, I will use my reaction for interception.
All right. Dr. Vita!
What was that thing at the bottom of the room that I could see?
Big old chamber down here. It's got
Who is that
that
girl
thing back
I
there.
see?
It appears to be some form of It appears to be some form of armor, like capital A armor.
Ooh.
That is moving.
It appears to be coming online.
Neat.
Okay. Vita will sort of move forward to here and call out. Do we have this under control?
You talking to me?
To I think at this point to Cardon, who I know I know Cody had to step away, but to Cardon and to Mark 7 who are there.
one down. Maul will join him.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And we'll sort of post up here around this corner, and I am at this one is still up, right? That's not the
Yes.
one that Cardon.
Yes, he is still
Yeah.
standing.
He's taken a railroad spike to the back of the head, but yes.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, I miscounted how many hit points he has. No, he's out too.
Oh,
Oh,
fair.
wow.
Okay, so they're both down.
Yeah.
So this is one of the augmented troopers.
Yes, that's one of the hybrid troopers who is.
Okay. We'll take
Untouched.
take a shot at him.
Are you within range? You are.
Certainly hope so.
Yeah.
They're only 25 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in range of a
Um,
new gun, so
So I'm going to go ahead and yeah. Where is it?
Are we still in surprise round at this point?
No, not anymore.
So just a regular attack. Okay.
12, probably not.
Yep, 12 misses.
God, my rolling today. 7, definitely a miss.
How many misses
yeah.
before Dr. Veter gets angry enough to go pistol whip them?
As many. I mean, missing is fine. If it looks like we're losing, that changes things.
oh well, now I have an excellent one-liner to drop next at some point.
Lyra is going to.
By 0.03? She beats me by 0.03.
Yes.
No fair, you change the outcome by measuring it.
She's going to do that thing that she does and going to make the elite riot trooper in front of you make a wisdom save.
It'd be faster if she just stabbed him.
Mm-hmm.
He is charmed.
Like Chia?
Bam. That'll do.
All right.
And that will be. She will go ahead and walk past him and just kind of give him she just kind of walks past and just, hey, good boy, follow on. And she walks straight past.
I did already stab him once.
Do you find it creepy when she does that too?
Yes, very.
Yeah. Okay.
Herschel, it's your turn.
I'm gonna go. There's nothing happening, and they all ran off. So I'm gonna see what's going on down here. I believe I can. Let me just measure
You
that
probably hear the
again.
gunshots coming from.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I can make that with 40 for sure.
With
Yeah,
the,
and
with,
it's a new gun. You haven't heard that one fired
with the
yet.
measuring, actually, if you right click where you want to take a turn,
Ooh,
you can
look at
do
me,
so.
learning things. Yeah, this is where I want to be though. now, well, maybe not. Hold on.
This is where you wanna be.
I want to be the square down, actually, and I have the movement for that for sure. Because with that, I had 60. There, whoops. With that, there's 60 foot on center to capital A armor. Yes.
Yes. I will say it has
Hey.
some cover from you with the machinery in the way.
Interesting question about your armor. Is it made out of metal?
It is.
Hey, is it maybe a metal object I can see within range?
Would you like to cast heat metal?
I'd like it to be hot, please.
John, stop.
Good lord.
I'm
DC
planning
15 con
ricochets.
save. Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
DC 15 con save, please.
All right.
Ah.
It makes it.
Okay.
Still
If
takes
it
the
makes,
damage.
yeah, well, just it doesn't drop its armor onto the ground and have disadvantage
Or-
on attack rolls.
Oh, yeah, or being unable to do so, have disadvantage on attack rolls.
You know. All right. That's 12 points of fire damage to your capital A armor. And that is me done.
Now it's the capital A armor's turn to come kill a tree.
So yeah, as the armor begins to glow and heat, it sort of fully stands to attention, and the lights on it begin to come to life as it brings one hand out to its side, and from its solid claw fist emerges this long metal wire that sort of forms like a base, and then around it lights up this buzzing blade of plasma. And then the other hand just sort of spins up a rotary machine gun as it prepares to move. And that
I'd
is
like
where
to
we will
say,
end for the
Hearing-
week.
Hearing
We'll
that
go
from
on.
around, hearing that from around the corner, Mark 7 looks at Dr. Vita and says, Dr. Vita, now would be a good time to get angry.
And that is where we will end for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
goodbye, everybody.
Everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.